want to appreciate us for the privilege given to me to be here to share with us some simple things that God lay in my heart as a product of study, experience, and encounters that we have had with various humans in various categories of ages that has to do with the issues of earth. I appreciate our Father, our Daddy Daramola, for this privilege he's given me. I thank all the leadership of the church. I have always been around Chapel of Good News from the Tafa Balewa Church up till now. I want to appreciate all our fathers for loving me and thinking it's necessary to always make me come around. Especially, I thank our Daddy Eguda, for being a father to us, encouraging us to do what we are doing so as to be a blessing to the body of Christ. I thank Mommy. I met her for the first time in a health seminar in NNPC Chapel many years ago. And since then, Mommy has been a very strong encourager to us. And she made us eventually agree and begin to make research into alternative medicine properly. And today, we are advocates of those things. I want to say well done to Mommy. I intentionally wanted to learn more yesterday, and I was happy I was here. Let's pray. Father, we'll pray as we go on. You will help us to get the things you have in mind for us so we can live strong, healthy, and longer lives as you have desired for us. In Jesus' name we have prayed. I bring the greetings of my wife. She's also a health worker. She's a nurse, midwife. She works at the St. Gerard's Hospital. And I'm blessed with 4 children. My youngest is she got admission to read MBBS. And when I got to the school, I realized they also have BSc complementary alternative medicine. So I begged her to start with that first. And she agreed. I will persuade her to follow me here tomorrow. That's my youngest child. She just returned from school last week. She's going to 300 level. At least you will help me thank her for agreeing. Because to start beggar, since they have BSc complementary alternative medicine. So I beg her, start with that. Then I'll pay all the bills. God will keep me alive. Then you will now continue. And after 200 level, she became so interested. She loved that course. And then because they also exposed them to anatomy, physiology, they do almost the same thing with the MBBS students, but they are now adding some element of pharmacology, some element of all those. So that makes her look better now, safe than those ones. And it's a private university, and the owner of the university actually wanted, if he has his way. Presently, I think the head of the Department of Clinical Pathology in University of Ibadan. He's a very powerful medical man. He's a professor of medicine who actually studied varieties of medicine. He now decides to start a medical university and encourages as many as will want to do that alternative complementary medicine. And he persuaded me to persuade my daughter. When Jam sent my daughter to them, and the little girl agreed. And today, the girl is not regretting. He's happy. Why am I saying this? I'm just telling us that God is returning us back to basics that is necessary for our lives. Today I'll be talking on simple principles and practices to maintain a healthy life, and then effective uses of alternative medicine. They told me my time limitations, and I will do everything possible. Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow I'll be preaching in our village church. So they expect me on that pulpit in the village church by 7:20 a.m. So it's good I close early here so I can prepare myself for the village church. And from the village church, I will return back to be here again tomorrow evening by the grace of God. Since I have 2 days and we have opportunities for question, we won't finish the whole Bible today. We will see how God will help us. So I'll be dealing with simple principles and practices to maintain a healthy life. And then with the time we will have, we'll also talk on effective uses of alternative medicine. That other one, I really want to let us know some things about it, how to incorporate these things. Why do we need this knowledge? Mommy have dealt with so many things yesterday. I intentionally came to listen so as to be blessed, and then to avoid unnecessary repetition that may hinder us from getting all the best we need to get. And I also learned my lesson some years back. I was to preach in the convention of the campus fellowship in the university, and they gave me, I wasn't a student then, I've graduated, but they invited me. They have a retreat from 7 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. It's a whole day, the campus students. And so in the letter they gave me, I was to preach from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30. They gave me 2 hours. And I didn't know I was the last preacher for the day. So I decided to go there by, I know it's a whole day retreat. So I decided to go there around 3. So I saw them in the hall in the university campus. I sat at the back, and they invited the preacher, and it was one of our father. I don't want to mention his name. Very heavy father that we all respect. And lo and behold, our daddy introduced his topic. It was the topic that was in my letter, in my paper, that Baba introduced as his topic. So I quickly ran to the organizer of the meeting, and I said, this is the letter you gave me. I'm to preach 5:30 to 7:30. Now Baba is preaching. Oh, they said, yes, it's the same topic we gave all of you. And you are making me the last preacher. You will have made me the first. So I do my work, I go. So which means, how many preachers have preached today? They say, you will be the 7th. Baba is the 6th. So why are you treating me like this? Why do you decide to punish me like this? Oh, they said, no, it's not. We were led by God to arrange it, and we are led by God. So I sat down. And our Father in the Lord was preaching all that I have in my note. So fine. He didn't know somebody had preached before him the same topic. He preached it, so his own was better than mine. Suppose I wasn't there, I won't have all those stress. So when it finished, people prayed, just short prayers. They did some worship, and then introduced me as the last preacher for the day. And I came up. I said, since we have had all this same message 6, and this is my Father and the Lord, our Father. He has teach all my notes. There is one more message I want to preach. Let's rise up and begin to pray over all that we have had. And that's what I will do for the next 2 hours. And we began to pray and pray. Beloved, that was one major thing God used to create revival in that campus. I didn't preach anything again. We just turned it to a prayer section and we kept praying. And I never knew that since morning, none of the preacher had actually had time to make them pray over what they had been hearing. So it's good I came. Why am I saying it? I learned my lessons then that once there is meeting going on like this and we are doing similar thing, come and hear so that you will know how best to use your own time. Why do we need this knowledge? Why are we creating time? Why will mommy spend so much time telling us all that is telling us? Number one reason is because since after COVID-19, our body physiology and DNA has been decoded. I want you to understand this. I have a lot of materials. Some pharmaceutical scientists made some research. They came to Nigeria, had meetings with us in Osun State, had meetings with us, and showed us some proofs. We realized that COVID was all over the world. COVID actually virus came, entered into us, affected our lungs, affected our respiratory tract, affected some major parts of our body. And as a result of that, from that time till today, our world is no more the same medically. So we need this knowledge. That is why the same paracetamol you used to take two and your headache does not go now. Have you realized that? You didn't answer me. Do you realize that the same way you treat malaria before, you treat it now, it doesn't go. We have to tell you we will combine these and treat your malaria. After we have treated it, you are still telling us, I'm still feeling this, I'm still feeling that. We send you back to the lab, we repeat test, you are still showing malaria +1. So we just treat the other plus. And yet before, after day 1 of your chloroquine injection, you feel okay and refuse to go to hospital and malaria is gone. So after COVID-19, our world is no more the same medically. The body physiology, the body system, everything has been affected. So if you ask me, are you not saying that the coronavirus is still in the atmosphere? I will tell you that viruses, they don't have the internal content of themselves, just in elementary biology. Viruses make use of the internal content of other cells to replicate themselves. And that is why a viral infection is very dangerous to eliminate in the body easily. And coronavirus, being what it is, created in the laboratory, you realize that synthetic drugs may not easily be able to knock off what synthetic work create. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you following? And so our world now, coronavirus is still there. It's just that God have helped us. Our body have just, because of the way the virus replicated itself, God is merciful. Our body to try to create some good immune system to see how it can curtail the replication of that virus. So that's one reason we need this understanding. Do we understand? Number 2 reason why, because I need to let us know this. Don't worry about time. Daddy Daramola keep encouraging me that I should allow the Holy Spirit and I should not worry so much. Yes, I'm allowing the Holy Spirit. I'm not worrying so much, but we will leave here at the right time. Do we understand? Good. Now, the second reason why we need this knowledge is because I am saying this with fear, but I'm saying it with confidence. And I hope you will understand what I mean by fear and confidence. We have more poverty now around us than before, and this is affecting healthcare system so much in our world now than before. You don't need to agree with me. I'm just telling you truth and fact. Are you following? And this has created an atmosphere of what I call, am I permitted to move a little bit away from this pulpit if I want to? Okay. You know, I learned my lesson in one country. I was teaching like this on the pulpit, and I walked down, and the pastor signaled to me to return back to the pulpit. And so he now came and told me, he said, we have a camera set only on the altar. When you leave the pulpit, our audience in the world will now be seeing an empty pulpit. So return so that they can see you. I said, okay, thank you, sir. So from then I learned that lesson to be sure that there's no camera here. If I leave, the pulpit becomes empty and they think it's the Holy Spirit that is talking from somewhere. Do we understand? Now, this has created an atmosphere, this poverty. It has created atmosphere for substandard drugs. Are you following? That's why we need this seminar we are in now. I need to let you know that. Just this year alone, I am NDLE coordinator for all secondary schools in Kaduna State. For 2 years, I coordinated NDLE voluntarily, and we went around all schools in Kaduna South, Chikum local government, Kaduna North, within the metropolis, doing what we call drug campaign, trying to help youths and all that. I coordinated it. I have a stake in NAFDAC, and I know what I'm saying. Now, just this year alone, NAFDAC have destroyed over 4 billion naira worth of drugs that are substandard and fake. Yes, that was the one they could discover as a result of a tip-off. There are other ones in various pharmacies you see that have escaped, somebody paid, and you are using them. That is why we need this knowledge. You know, I said I want to say it with fear and confidence. Do you understand? That's why we need it. You open a vial of chloroquine, you withdraw it into your syringe and inject it into your patient. Do you have anything around you to confirm if the content of that thing is actually what you think? Let me give you another example. Paracetamol is made from acetaminophen. Don't worry about the tongue that I just spoke. I will interpret it. We try, one of the things Baba used to encourage me, Baba Yoguda used to encourage me is, you teach your things using the simplest language for everybody to understand. Yes, there is no reason I want to come and impress you. I have medical knowledge. It has no value. I don't need to bring all those long stories that can give you unnecessary headache for coming to a seminar. Now, paracetamol contains acetaminophen. When we say 500 milligrams of paracetamol, for instance, we are saying that tablet in your hand supposed to contain the recipient, the acetaminophen, 500 milligrams of it. Are you with me? Let's do some pharmacology a little bit. Don't worry about that. Now, what I place in your hand is compressed using gel, using cellulose. Sometimes we use starch. We use your normal, let me just explain. We use fufu, we use cassava, we use some of those things to compress. We compress acetaminophen into those things in the pharmaceutical lab, make it capsule if we can get it into capsule. The ones we cannot get into capsule, we make it tablet. The one we cannot get into tablet, we try to see how we can turn it into solution and all that. Now, situation around us now, that's why we need this knowledge. That's why I don't want you to play with all that mommy was saying yesterday. I'm still going to end up by returning back there. Why we need this knowledge. I am telling you from a medical point of view that paracetamol you have now, I won't mention anybody's product, but that paracetamol you have now, if it's not 500 milligrams that it ought to be, and you are taking 2, which is 1 gram, to do the work intended for 1 gram to do you agree you won't get your result? And let me embarrass you a little bit. This last one that the NAFDAC destroyed March last year, if you are in the news, what happened was those drugs were taken to the lab for assay, and we discovered that paracetamol, for instance, that ought to contain 500 milligrams of acetaminophen. Nobody will tell you this so that you don't become scared of all drugs. I'm just saying it to believers here. Is 127 milligrams. Some 250. You can imagine 1 sachet of paracetamol contains how many tablets? Thank you very much. Can you imagine 10 tablets, the same sachet, different strength? So you see, so when you are taking 2 morning, 2 afternoon, 2 night, we are not sure if you are actually taking what we intended for you to take. That's why we need this knowledge. So they have to destroy those drugs. The question is, who made the drugs? The question is, who told the maker to make the drugs? The answer is, our brothers went there, your brother, my brother, our brother, and told them Nigerians are strong, we have good immune system. They paid the industries, produce paracetamol for me, or they bought all the content, acetaminophen, come here in one local corner, produce it by themselves with the low standard content so as to make more money. And our body is not low standard. Do we understand? But the danger is consistent usage of those things can now turn our body to become low standard. That's why we need this knowledge. Another reason why we need this knowledge is because of what I call low quality healthcare facilities and delivery centers. Do you agree with me, sir? Don't report me to the Ministry of Health. I have enough people there that will defend me. Even if you report me there, we are permitted to let you know this. Do you realize that majority of our even government-owned healthcare centers does not give us the quality they ought to give us? Are you with me? During the COVID-19 pandemics, I led a crew of medical personnel to Kajuru and Kala Kajuru. How many of you know Kala Kajuru? It's a village and all that. Kala Kajuru, you know the place. Thank you. We went to that village. We went to reach out to the villagers. We're told that the COVID came around there. And we are told, so we went. I led the medical people there. We went with about 14 medical teams. We went with free drugs, testing equipments and all that. We arrived there at 8 a.m. We left around 6 p.m. We went with security people to take care of the villages. Now, in that Kajuru, there's a government hospital there that is not far from the secretariat of where the caretaker man stays. The man came, welcome us, the chairman of the local government. They are all with us, thank us for what we came to do, and we went on. I was embarrassed and worried when I see title of what this place is supposed to be and there is nothing inside. What this place is supposed to be and there is nothing inside. Now I became more troubled when I see the ophthalmology department and there is no one thing inside. That is a healthcare center you will see in the Gazette of Kaduna State telling us we have a comprehensive healthcare center there. And that cannot even give us primary healthcare. That is why you need this knowledge. Last year, we were in Nasarawa State in New Karu. There's a general hospital there. We went there to do a free medical outreach, assisting the community. There's a new community called Shwari. They relocated from Maiduguri after the insurgency to come and settle there. The governor of the state gave them the place to stay. So we're told that a lot of them are affected, they have a lot of challenges. And it's part of the things I love to do. So we went from Kaduna here, get the international support from WHO. They gave us all that we need. And we went there. So we are to use the facility of the hospital, general hospital. I met the doctor there. The first challenge they gave us is, we have come for a free medical outreach, yes. The man says, even though the government knows we're here, he is the medical director of the hospital. Please, we are going to record. I said, yes, it's normal in medicals. We do medical records. We take data and all that. He said, if we are going to get a card, our card is 250. Are you prepared to pay that 250? Did you understand what I'm saying? We came there to assist the community. But the medical director says, you will put me into trouble if we use this card to attend to all these people here and no returns go back to the Ministry of Health in Nasarawa State. I'm in the altar of the Lord. I quickly called them in New York and I told them, they said, yes, we should go ahead. So each of the patients we attended to, we paid $250, the card money. We gave them drugs. My wife also went with us, treated them, did everything we need to do. The whole bill for the card was paid. The old drugs was paid to take care of them. And my challenge was, we were to do one day. We did 3 days because our Muslim friends will not stop coming. One Aliyu family, 7 of them are wives and 32 are children from one Aliyu family. And we're treating them. Ringworm, all kinds of sicknesses. We have to give them card. The doctor agreed to work with us on how much will you give me. His own people. So because of this one now, that our healthcare facilities are substandard and then the plans are not strong enough to help us, you will realize that we need this knowledge. Do you understand? And then all the bills was paid from abroad. The nurses, my wife followed us 3 days. The nurses that were on ground in their own hospital taking care of their people met me, how much will you pay us? I have to beg before they agree to what we pay them for each day. Then the doctor, I agreed what we'll pay him for the 3 days. And for the 3 days, he was just doing 4 hours with us. We were doing 8 to 8, 8 to 8, 8 to 8, 3 days. Now, if this is our health care arena, you will realize we need to have this knowledge. Because it looks as if our nation, our society, our local government, they seems not to have plans for our health. Or you don't think so? Nobody answered me. No, you are afraid. There is no SS that will arrest us here. I can show them proofs of where we went. We did it free for them. Number 3 reason why, is it number 3 now? Number 4. Why we need this knowledge is because of what I call, we have so much tribal and religious sentiment, and it's also affecting our health care. When I was in the university, we were majorly taught to take care of patients irrespective of creed, tribe, religion. We were taught. So in medicine, 2 tablets of paracetamol would do the same thing in a Muslim, in a Christian. So when religion was not part of our thinking. No. But do you know that it's not so now? Have you realized it's not so now? Religion have entered, tribe have entered, and it's not supposed to be so. We normally get corpus doctors in our hospital here. I went to the NYSC and they start giving us. The last one they gave us during this last NYSC campaign. As I'm talking to you, she came, she reported, she got permission from me to go for 2 weeks and come back. I've been calling her, she wasn't picking. So my resident doctor told me she picked when he called last week. He said, please don't be offended. By June 2, I'll come. June 2, we're expecting her to come. She didn't come. She wasn't picking our calls. And then, so I told my resident doctor, don't worry. Maybe she wants Salah to be over before she comes. Then the NYSC told me I should not worry. I am to sign her papers before they pay her allowance, at least to show she has resumed where they sent her. Are you with me? I got a call recently that Dr. Praise has so-and-so resumed work. I said I've not seen her, but I will not be worried. Maybe after this Salah, she will resume. They said, but they are surprised. She has been paid, paper signed. And I said, who signed it? The man that was talking to me said, we'll find out. He called me later and said, Doctor, to Gamona Yanzu is a Christian. He said, what I'm saying has happened. He is to report to the Kaduna South NYC Secretariat here. Our hospital is in Romi. The lady went to Angwanrimi. There they endorsed, accept, and signed her to be paid. You see what religion is doing now. Because of that, you need this knowledge for your own personal health. Because our nation is no more liberal as we expect it to be. So you have to take hold of your own health. Do we understand? We have a seminar organized by WHO for stakeholders, medical doctors, and health workers, health officials, some few months back. That was during the time, the last few months of our former president, Muhammadu Buhari. The meeting was held at the Ministry of Health Hall, and a good number of us attended that meeting. They gave us a lot of materials, and we're happy, and a lot of papers and all that. So they got our number and account details, and they told us that they gave us lunch, they gave us breakfast, because we were not there till night, so they didn't give us supper. But they promised that they would give us transport allowance and all that, all paid by WHO, thanking us for coming to attend so we can go back and do proper health care delivery. So after 3 days, I got an alert of 4,000 naira from them. So I called a colleague. I sat with a colleague, Dr. Amina. We sat together. She's from Zaria. She works in Zaria. So I called her. I said, Doctor, do not get any allowance now, 4,000 naira. He said, no, 4,000 naira. I said, that's what I got. He said, no. What she got was 40,000 naira. And I said, maybe it's an error. So I now call another doctor, a Christian doctor. I don't want to mention his name. He said, yes, I've seen my own 4,000. So I called Dr. Amina back, and I said, confirm, it looks as if, I jokingly said it, it looks as if they pay us according to religion. He said, I just confirmed, Dr. Praise. Please don't be offended. That's just the truth. Maybe when next, she jokingly said it. Maybe when next we come for this seminar, I will put Abdul Praise in front of your name. Jokingly said. He said, all Muslim names, 40,000. All Christian names, 4. Money that came from WHO, not even Nigerian money. So because of these situations that you can't understand, you need this knowledge. Do you understand? Then one more reason why you need this knowledge. I need to let you know this so that you don't play with what we're doing. One more reason why we need this knowledge is because of the issues around us is becoming intense and terrible now. What do I mean by that? I wasn't in town on on Thursday, this Thursday. I quickly went for an assignment. Around 2, one of our doctors in the hospital just called me that a well-known pastor collapsed, and they rushed the pastor to our hospital. I said, please do everything possible to help the situation. So I advised on what should be done. We thanked the Lord. Immediately I came back, I had to call the pastor. I know him. So we arranged to meet. And he was narrating to me what happened to him. He just slumped. And we had to put him on bed. As I'm talking to you, he's still on drugs, but he's recovering fast. He's doing well. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. How many times have we heard somebody collapse and died? Do you realize we hear that more now than before? That is why we need this knowledge. One collapsed on Sunday, some few Sunday ago, and then we had to rush to see how to assist him. And we realized that every morning he takes a cool bottle of Lacasera. Mommy told us yesterday, 50-year-old pastor, what do you want to do with all the dangerous trouble inside Lacasera? So he collapsed. They said they shot him arrow. So I told his wife he shot himself arrow. And the bow is called Lacasera. Thank God the man recovered. So these are the situations around us why we need this knowledge. There are other things, but then let's continue. I'll be talking to us 3 things that I feel simple principles and practices to maintain healthy life. Number 1 in my note here, watch your health and body responses for necessary checks, observations, and report. That's number 1. We're talking about simple principles and practices to maintain a healthy life. Are we together? Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So number 1, watch your health and body responses for for necessary checks, reports, and healthcare demands. Are you with me? Nobody answered me. Mommy said something very crucial yesterday. It's just that it's my mother, so I can't even face Baba to get permission from Baba to release her. There are some places I will have one Mommy Eguda to come and help me talk to some people there, but I'm too small to face Baba and say, can you borrow me, Mama, for this season? No, I won't try that. But I will see if I can be encouraging them anywhere she's talking. I love some of the things she said yesterday. Now, you just notice you climb staircase and you become unnecessarily tired than before. Report. Because something is wrong now inside of you before the thing becomes worse and worse. That's what I mean by this number 1. Watch your health and body responses for necessary health checks, healthcare demands. Are you with me? I said it. Let me explain. Now you do something like this, and you hear. If you hear that, it's a sign of something. You press your fingers and you hear some noise. Crack, 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 crack. Maybe you press your legs and you just hear some noise. Something is wrong. You are not supposed to hear those noises. It means the lubricant between your tendons, your cartilages, your bones are drying up. Did you hear that in a newborn baby? Press their legs anywhere. Press anywhere. Press it. You won't hear that. And somebody is happy when it does it. It means something is wrong. It's likely you are no more eating balanced diet that can get the bone marrows produced from your diet that can help refurbish your calcium, It means when you eat your fish, boiled fish, there is no reason for you to fry your fish when you are 40 years and above. No reason. Mommy spoke enough about denature yesterday. I have a write-up on that, but mommy have teachers. Now, you remove the fish flesh, your mackerel, your sardine, your tuna, your croaker, your tilapia, and all that. Don't throw the bones away. You see this molar, God did not give you for dentists to help you remove when you are 40 years of age. God gave you to die with it and come back to him. Eat it. Because your body needs that calcium that is natural from that bone. And do you know, between bones of fish, have you realized there are some little things there that is softer? You need them in your body so that you won't be hearing the crack you are hearing. I'm just doing some nutritional biochemistry for you. I had a BSc in that before I went for my medical course. So, understand this. Watch your health and body responses for necessary checks. You slept 6 hours overnight instead of 8, no problem. You woke up tired. You are not to wake up early morning and yawn. That's a different topic for another day. Now you woke up and you are still tired. It means you have not rested well. I wrote a whole book on rest. You've not rested well. Once this fatigue and tiredness looks like it's continuing, please, sir, go and do health check. It's very important. Simple principles and practices. Go and check up before it becomes something serious. I believe in what God can do. I believe in Jehovah Rapha. I believe in the blood of Jesus. I believe all that. But please, you just realize you're not comfortable around you. You turn your eye like this and like this, and you just feel some unusual pain. Please, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Quickly work on it. You just become unusually, you're getting thirsty, just unnecessarily, and you've not done too much things. You've not, please, make a report. Go to a good medical doctor. Talk to him about your situations. We subject you to some tests. Let me give you one vivid example of this. Number one, I won't be talking too much on this topic so that maybe your questions will help us. I'm watching time. I'm treating one old woman. She should be about 75 to 80 now. They brought her in 2 weeks ago to the hospital, and they told me, Mama has just been falling down. She just falls down. Just falls down. You know what Mama told me? He said, I know they fall before. Are they okay? As we travel home for one ceremony, and will I say all my age mate don't die, now only me remain. Now since then they follow me come back to Kaduna. They won't kill me. That is Mama's conclusion. That's why I don't get any problem. But me, I know, say, my God go help me. I don't go die. I say, Mama, I agree with you. But let's do full blood count. So we sent the blood to our lab. The result came. Let me use a layman explanation. Let's assume Mama's blood ought to be strong in 11 places for her to be healthy. Her blood was strong in only 3 places. Is it the villagers now? No, I'm just asking. Or you think they're the one that crashed the other 9 places? So I had to start. We had to check for MPS. We had to check for Widal. We had to check for so many other things. Then I had to deworm Mama. We have to do a lot of things. This afternoon I called and I was told Mama is fine. Mama is okay. She couldn't sleep again. And she's getting better now. We are getting our blood back to strength. We are treated the malaria. We are treating the typhoid. We are helping her and all that. So you realize that she has not been checking. She keeps falling. Thank God for those who brought her. I'm not against prayers. But do you know that they could start praying for Mama and don't carry Mama to hospital and Mama could go truly? I don't know if you agree with me. A lady was brought to our hospital she had some challenge earlier this year from somewhere, and as they brought her in our hospital, it's a mission hospital, we don't reject patients. Normally, if you don't do your antenatals in hospitals and they just bring you in for delivery, many hospitals will not want to accept you. They tell you, go back to where you do your antenatals. The proprietor of our hospital is a man of God. We have a standing law. Once they come in, help them. Do the best. Forget about whether they are with you or not. Let's save the life. So we took her into the labor room to see how to help her. We got our cards. We got everything ready and all. Not because we are looking for money. We are on a mandate to help humanity. And so we did all that. And we realized that the baby is breech. We went to do a scan. The baby is overdue. And the best way to do it in order to help the baby and the mother is just to do a CS. So we encourage the husband. Your wife will be good for us to do a CS. This baby is breech, and the baby is 10 months in that womb. It's not ready to come. Maybe the baby is afraid of Tinubu. We don't know. And then your wife too. And so let's just bring this baby for her. It's a baby girl from Scan, so that I can come and join us here. Tinubu will soon go, so we don't have a problem here. Then somebody came and prayed. I'm not against it. And said, God told her the enemy wants to kill her on the surgical bed and they move her. So I begged. I said, I'm a pastor too. This is a Christian hospital. Do all the prayers. Allow us remove this baby. This baby is stressed. This woman is stressed. He said, no. So they went to call the husband. The husband says he also agreed with the woman of God. Fine. In medicals, we don't have too much to do. So we allowed them go with the woman. Her baby things, they are still with us. So they carry her away to, I didn't know it was a prayer house. I was thinking it's a church maternity center. The next morning, our matron called me. He said, sir, have you heard what happened? I said, what happened? He said, they just came now to carry the woman's thing. They said, when they took her there, they start beating her with brooms, casting out, I don't know what they were casting out, until she died with the baby inside of her. In this our area here. The thing pained me, but we don't have a law. If we have law, I was just thinking who to arrest. She died. So you realize that we need to watch our health, body responses for necessary checks, and then healthcare demands. That woman's situation can be rescued. As I'm talking to you, we just deliver a woman that have a similar case. On Tuesday, they brought her in, similar case. The husband says, please go ahead. I want my wife saved. And by the grace of God, we went ahead, did the CS, mother saved, baby saved. We gave them a bill of 120,000. They said they have only 50,000. In our hospitals, my proprietor must not even hear that you don't do it because they have not paid. No. We went ahead, do the surgery before they pay 1 kobo. The man's interest is, let's save this soul first. I was even begging that one in January. Forget about bill. Let's save this soul. So watch your health, your body response. There are some major tests that is important. Mommy mentioned some yesterday. Consistently check your liver function. Please do it consistently. Once every 6 months, check your liver function. Check your kidney function once every 6 months. So do it twice a year. Check your full blood count at least once a year. Once. When you check that once a year, then whatever is deficient, I don't want you to use drug to do that. Just change your diet and replenish what is not there. Not only that, do your fasting blood sugar. Please do it in Nigerian situation once. If you are not diabetics, once every two months. Do it. And what is fasting blood sugar? Take your last meal 7 p.m. Do the test tomorrow morning 7 a.m. Let it be 12 hours. Let me give an example. I asked somebody to come for fasting blood sugar. She came in around, I said come very early, so around 8 a.m. And we tested, it was 8.6. I said, this is a little bit high for fasting blood sugar. I said, when did you take your last meal? He said, my last meal? When I finished my prayers by 1, I took a full blow of Akam. I said, I hope you didn't put sugar. I put sugar, even milk safe. That one is fasting blood sugar. That one is random. Because just some few hours back. We have to be sure what we call fasting is digestions have taken place, absorption have taken place, your tummy is now empty. That is the sugar we call fasting blood sugar. And it is better 8, 10, 12 hours after your last meal. Do you understand? So I now told her, don't eat anything. Go around, come back around 10. Let's see. She came back around 10 and we rechecked. It was 5.2. Somebody could start treating her for diabetes phase 1. No, we won't do that. We have to be sure of it. So it's important. Then also do your stool MCS once in 3 months. Do it. Do it. Do occult blood test using the stool once in 3 years. Let's check to know if your colon has wounds or is healthy. And when you want to do that, abstain from red meat 3 days before that test. That's why I encourage go to a professional licensed laboratory scientist for your test. Not everybody opening lab knows the principles of this test. Do you understand? Nobody answered me. All right. So you promise to meet me when my time is up, please. So, okay, Z user. Okay, I was thinking is our daddy. You just signal to me so that I don't overtake people's time. Can we continue? Now, I traveled to Ekiti State for a meeting some years back, and I wasn't comfortable, so I went to a laboratory, and I told them I want them to do my stool MCS and all that. So I gave them my stool. After some few days, I came for the result, and they said they saw a particular worm in my feces. There is no way I can have that worm. I don't take fura de no that these women carry out, because this, you know, this Rumi River, this river that flows behind us here. I was trekking them one day with my wife. She was pregnant of this our baby now, that this our youngest baby, and I felt it is time for the delivery. So I decided to take her on a very long walk, but I didn't tell her my intentions. I just said, let's just stroll and all that. She knew, but she didn't understand my reason. So we're just strolling. I want her to get to a level where she will tell me she's tired, her leg is heavy, her head. This baby should have come out and is delaying. We just saw a Fulani woman taking water from the river and adding it to her no-no. Water that cow walks inside, pig walks inside. And she's carrying the no-no to go and sell somewhere. So you know it's just dangerous. Just dangerous. So I told the lab scientist, I said, I'm not comfortable with this, your result, because there is no reason why I should have this worm. I don't eat pig. I don't drink useless water and all that. So he said, well, that's the result we got. I said, fine. So I went to the state teaching hospital the next day, and I told them, I want to do this test, and please give me a new container for the specimen. They said, I have to pay for that. Oh, fine, I'll pay. So I gave them extra money. They gave me the container. I tore the covering, removed the container, which I used. The same state, another lab, my result came out, no any worm, no anything. So I returned back to that other lab. This is from the state. And now say I'm a medical person myself. This is what happened. He says, I don't know why it should be so. That's what I got. I say, I can suggest. The container you gave me must have been used by somebody who has that infection. Because it's not new. He said, yes, we used to wash it, we sanitize it and reuse. No. In our hospital, we give you new. We give you new. You tear it from the leather, bring it out. And once we finish with your specimen, we destroy it. So you can see now that result wasn't mine. And that could cause some troubles for somebody. So it's very important. Go to good laboratories for such. So you do your stool MCS, do your urine MCS as well, consistently. Then do abdominal pelvic scan twice a year. I do it 2 times a year. I do the first one in July, then the second one in December, every year. Abdominal pelvics. They scan the whole of your organs, scan your prostate, scan everywhere that they could get. As a woman, scan your breast as well, and let's be sure it's healthy. Let's leave that. Number 2, watch what goes inside of you. That's the second watch. I said 3 watch. Watch what goes inside of you. Food goes inside of you, watch it. The water you drink, watch it. The air we breathe in, watch it. The drugs we take, watch it. The medicine, eat your medicine like food. Very important. In our house, our dry pepper is made by me. We go to Bakindogo, we buy the dry pepper for them to grind. We combine 2 kinds of pepper, the cayenne and the other one. Then we put 11 different kinds of herbs. Those Hausas have it. Mommy said something yesterday. Me and Kuka is not an Hausa meal. It's not. God gave it to us. They will put all in our dry pepper, and that is what we use in our house. To be sure that as you are taking those things, you are also taking medicine with it. We use millet, I've shared this before, and guinea corn for our camel in our house. Why? They have low glycemic ratio, they won't spike your sugar. Then in that same millet and guinea corn, we put 9 different herbs in it. And so we don't, in my house, we don't drink our akamu in the presence of our guests because they will suspect this man must be very occultic. Our akamu does not look beautiful at all, but our body knows what we are taking. What we are taking. My son brought me here yesterday, he drove the car, and I was very happy when mommy was talking about noodles. As I returned back, we have a medical outreach at the Praise Cathedral, Bishop Fredado's church, yesterday. It was very busy for me. I was just from there and all that. So when I got home, I just noticed that they know I don't take noodles. So I noticed my wife said, your children prepared noodles for you. She went for night, came back tired, and we've been taught enough not to worry our wife, so we have enough lessons on our head. And so I said, did you take the noodles? He said, no, I just take that akamu that remain. My wife is from Oyo, and Oyo people like akamu so much. So he said, I just add some water to it, drink it, and sleep off. So our children says, It's noodles. So when I open it, I just see noodles and fry. I say, you children, I will live longer than my father. I jokingly said it, go and carry your noodles away and all that. I said, what will you eat? I said, that your camel, does it still remain? It says very small that remain. Let me drink it, me to want to sleep. I set my alarm. When the thing rings, I need to come and listen to our mommy here. That's how we came. And I didn't know that in their timetable, we had to also take a kamu and akara yesterday night. So I was here when my daughter called. He said, so Daddy, I was told you take a kamu in the afternoon. I said, yes. Now we are doing a kamu and akara. I said, fine meal for me to at least for the night. That akamu contains some things. That our akara also contains some things. So take your food as if it's your medicine. It's very important. Don't be interested in the smell of curry. Be interested in the strength of your body. That's what is very important. Then water. Water. Be conscious of the water you take. Make sure it's clean water. And please, the liquid that should be going into you more every day should be water. One pastor says, what about energy drinks? I told the pastor, quick way to the grave. You don't need energy drinks. It contains taurine, it contains caffeine. The caffeine content is too much for your body on a daily basis. It's risky. All energy drinks, you don't need them. Just take water, clean water, good water. And then the container. I want to say this to us. If you are taking hot tea in low quality plastic, it's risky for your health. Hot tea. Because part of we call them proplastic. The proplastic, that plastic, part of it will be released into your tea by that hot water. If it's a low quality plastic cup. High quality plastic cup made from proper silica, no problem. They are not harmful, they are not toxic. But my question is, please sir, or please ma'am, when last did you see a rubber cup in the market and they write the content for you to know what it is made from? Please, when last did you see that? We spoke to Nigerian Tobacco Company in 2006. We had a seminar with them. I led the seminar. I used to teach Health Watch on AIT some years ago, every Tuesday, 10 to 11, AIT International. Later, they turned it to Political Panorama. DITV gave me a slot free. Later, they turned it to one Islamic meeting. Then, the New Nigerian newspaper in Kaduna gave me a column to be writing some things. Later, those things went off. Now, where am I going by that? If you don't, we now went to Nigerian Tobacco Company and told them, please, write the content of every stick of cigar on the pack of the cigarette. The manager in Zaria told us, it doesn't stop people from smoking, but we will obey you. Now they write it on the pack of cigarette, what it contains. They even draw the lung cancer, the mouth cancer. Does it stop them from smoking? No, but at least somebody will know what is inside. So what I'm saying is, since you don't know the content of the plastic, whether it is made from original silica or not, take your hot tea in a glass cup, aluminum cup, or in a mug, because you are not sure of the content or the makeup of the rubber. It's very important, because some of these things accumulate in our body and they could give us terrible sicknesses, which I don't want to mention. Then the air, we breathe in, the drugs we use. I've said this several times and I need to repeat it again. If you're writing, write drugs, drugs. Write it vertically. drugs. I've said this several times and I'll repeat it again tonight. Number one, D, don't use drugs unless you are told to use the drugs by a professional medical personnel. Don't use drugs unless a professional medical personnel asks you to use it. Daddy you now give you, no, don't. We lost a pastor in Angwan Rome some years ago. He finished preaching on a Christmas service, had a headache, became uncomfortable. He went to tell a friend, The friend says, when I have your similar symptoms, I take 2 tablets of Panadol Extra in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening. I still have some remaining. He gave him a pack of Panadol Extra. The man took Panadol Extra at that moment. After 6 hours, the man took the second Panadol Extra, began to twitch, became uncomfortable, and they rushed this pastor to St. Gerard's. By the time the wife came to call me, I came to St. Gerard's and met his dead body. What killed him? I asked a question from the wife. Is your husband, does he have stomach ulcer? He said, yes. Panadol Extra contains 30 milligrams of caffeine, 1 tablet. Now your husband took 2, 60 milligrams. Then after 6 hours, another 2. And the half-life of Panadol Extra is almost about 20 to 30 hours in the body. The man died. He's a senior pastor of a church in Agwarum. So don't give your drugs to anybody. Let them go to the doctor. Let the doctor check their medical history. Let the doctor tell them what they will need to use so that you are free from their troubles. Do you understand? Number 2, read and remember. That's the R. Every instruction given to you concerning the drugs you are to use. Have you ever seen any pack of drug that does not have a leaflet of prescription instructions in it? Have you seen one? Nobody answered. No matter how small is the paper, there will always be a paper inside that pack so that everybody can read. I say this painfully always. My mother died in one hospital in this Kaduna here. I don't want to mention the hospital. She had gangrene of the foot. I've treated her. She recovers. And then I didn't tell Mama what not to do. We just treat her. My mother takes a bottle of Maltex. She told us she started taking Maltex. Our fathers will know what is called Maltex. Maltex is a small bottle like this. In those days, they don't collect the bottle back. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You take your Maltex with the bottle and all that. We used to call Mepala Abe to come and carry the bottles in our house. And my mother would take a bottle every day, a bottle of Maltex. From the age of maybe 40 or so, we grew to know her with Maltex. So by the time she was 70, she was already having diabetic symptoms. So we start controlling those ones. Then eventually she had a gangrene of the foot, and God help us, we treat her, she became okay. Later the gangrene now came back, and I was worried. So now I said, Mama, I hope you are not doing this, doing this, doing this. And my mother said, you didn't tell me not to do it. I said, all right, stop doing this, stop this. By then, one of the fingers already doing what you call auto amputation. And so we had to move her from our facility to a big hospital where they have some equipment. And as a specialist that come from General Hospital Gwagwalada at a particular day of the week, I don't want to mention the hospital, for gangrene patients and all that. So we move her there. While she was there, a student doctor came around and then saw the gangrene and told a nurse to give my wife a particular antibiotics, 160 ml. I mean, to give my mother particular antibiotics. As they gave her, by the time I came back, my mother was on coma. She just went on coma. So I asked from the nurse, what happened to Mama? He said they gave her an injection. Can you show me what you gave her? They brought the pack. Let me mention it. They gave her Rocephin. So this is our triazone. They gave a pack. How many mil? They said 160 mil. So I went to see the doctor. And I said, you gave my mother this? He said, yes. I introduced myself to her. I said, I went to town to pick some money. I didn't want her to be given any antibiotics. You see this gangrene. I'm not worried about any infection in this gangrene. I want the specialist to come. There's an equipment he has to put inside the leg. And then we want to see some things for specimen so we can know exactly what to treat. This mama is 81 years. And we cannot just do anything anyhow. Now she's on coma. I now brought the pack. I opened, there's a leaflet in it. So I now showed the doctor. I said, read this. Even if you do not go to medical school, they wrote there. For geriatric patient, give this injection with care in divided doses of 80 milligram every 12 hours. She gave 160. My mama didn't return from coma to her creator at 81. So at least I know that witches will not kill her at 81. They should have killed her at 21 if witches want to kill her. It was that doctor that killed my mama. But thank God she died a child of God and she went home to rest by the error of somebody. So read and remember instructions. You understand why you are given whatever drugs they give you. In our hospital, we don't fight you for asking us. I'm sorry to say this. Our healthcare facilities in Nigeria or Africa, not Africa, in Nigeria, maybe you ask a nurse, this injection you want to give me is what? They get angry. No, it's your right. You need to ask. As this yellow medicine, now waiting, if you like, no user. You need to ask. Understand why. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Before you start taking the drugs. In fact, in our hospital, because we are told to do that, our American doctors are coming in July again. When they come, they give us new information, bring new journals. We keep consulting them. We keep talking to them. And thank God they are believers. They are born again. One of them is a professor of medicine. In fact, for him to practice in Nigeria, after graduating from Texas, he still came back to University of Ife to study tropical medicine. Professor Stuart is coming in July again. Now, we will tell you this. In fact, we will explain all the details to you, why you should use this in the afternoon, use this in the morning, so that you understand. So, understand why the medicine that is given to you is given to you. Let me give you one funny example. One of our resident doctors one day wrote a particular drug to a lady, and I was entering the hospital. It's a lady I knew. And I said, I've not seen you in this hospital for a long time. Why are you coming? I hope it's well. He says, I have this, I have this, I have that. I said, go, fine. You met Dr. So-and-so? He said, yes. And they did that. So I just said, let me see the drugs. And I saw one of the drugs is meant to control prostasis. It's meant to control inflammation of the prostate. And it's a lady we are treating. Are you following? So I collected it from her. I said, wait for me at the pharmacy. She thought I wanted to go and do a discount because from the doctor's office, and please don't tell her when you see her. So I went back to the doctor and I said, doctor, you wrote this for this lady, number 6. That's the last drug. He says, sir, as she was consulting with me and I was writing drugs, I got a call from home that my father has just been diagnosed for inflammation of the prostate. And number 6, the drug that was meant for his father, because of the call, out of trouble, stress, he just wrote it. You know what I told him? I said, doctor, please, is your father in Kaduna? He said, yes. How old is he? He said, 87. Tell him to come to the hospital. Please, just call him now that I want to see him here. Rewrite this drug on a new paper. I know what to do. So he now said, thank you, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm very sorry. Suppose I didn't meet this lady. Are you following? We're all human beings, isn't it? So that doctor is in London now. As he has jackpot to UK, we still wrote papers to make sure he go. And I warn him, anytime anybody is calling you, stop, finish the call, return your mind before you continue your drugs. So I now went to the lady. I said, I did one good thing. Your bill is supposed to be 3,400. You're not paying anything. So I just wrote on it, pharmacy, give her the drugs. She doesn't need to pay anything. Till today, she didn't know why I did that. Let her go with a good heart and my doctor begged. So we now brought Baba. So we did a scan and we discovered that Baba is old. So old. Older than that 87. So that drug will not even help Baba. So we had to just use an equipment to work on the prostate region to help Baba control some things. Then we advise her on alternative medicine now at our age, at his age, what to help him. Our doctors came around 2 weeks later and made them see Baba, and they worked on him. I think last week he told me, he's in London, he said they just did, I think 92 or 93 years of the man, and they have moved back to the village. So why am I saying this? Understand why they are giving you whatever they give you. Do you understand? Then R, is it G now? G, giving your drugs to somebody else is not correct. Then S, be sensitive to your bodily reaction to any drug you take. Finally now, number 3, watch your life, your ways, your actions, and your rest. These are the things that help our health. Watch your life, your ways, your actions, and your rest. Noise and stress management is very important to help health. Mommy was teaching us coolly yesterday. Did we understand what she was teaching us? If you were here yesterday, did you get what Mommy was teaching? Talk now. Was it clear? How many of you enjoyed it? Did you get tired? If you ask her, she too didn't get tired. Don't worry about my own. Suppose Mommy come here and she was jumping around and she was shouting to say it and she was, do you know you may not remember all that she was saying? Nobody answered me. You will only remember her gesticulations and noise. If I reach a stage, Mommy jump up, Mommy kneel down, Mommy bend. But what did she say when she knelt down? I can't remember. Why am I saying this? We don't need all those gesticulations as ministers and noise and stress to communicate. We had one funny experience in one church in this Kaduna. Funny. The man of God was ministering on the altar, ministering, jumping. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying medically we advise you don't need that. Jumping and shouting and then all of a sudden he just went down in this Kaduna and he wore big agbada. He just went down flat. The church became confused. The wife was wise. Mama climbed the altar in this Kaduna here. I don't want you to know the church. The wife climbed the altar, went near the husband, and spoke to her ears. And the husband said, I feel dizzy, tired. Get me out of this place. The woman was happy. At least the man spoke. Then the woman stood up. He said, let's be on our feet, the entire church. Papa just said something to me now. Mandalabaga zendelia. All of you stand up. He just said something. She was saying it as if God just gave an instruction. As if it was the Holy Ghost that slay Papa. The old church went up. They started playing music. Then he went back to the husband and said, so what do we do? Can you stand up? The man said, I can't. So get me out of this way. Then the wife spoke to the man. If we carry you here, they won't understand. Though. He said, then bring the fan near me, pour water on me. I'm just tired. I don't know what next to do. I'm feeling dizzy. The woman went inside, get the health people in the church, and they said, let's allow him rest a while. And they were playing music and playing. In this Kaduna, if I mention the church, you know it. Or maybe some of you had it one Sunday. After all that, God took control. The church, church can be easily manipulated. May God have mercy on us. Then the man recovered a little bit, stood on his knees and walked with his knees inside the office. That one looks dramatic. Maybe the Lord says you remain on his knees into the office. By the time they went to check this man of God, he has some serious health issues. The man didn't last 1 more month before he died. in this Kaduna. So what are we saying? Please, please, watch your life, your ways, and your rest. I want to close by saying not all ailments normally requires orthodox medicine. I'm saying it with authority. Not all sicknesses requires orthodox medicine. What is orthodox medicine? Paracetamol, chloroquine, quinine. Do you understand what I've just said? Not all. Be sincere with me. How many of you will go to see a doctor, you give your complaint, the man will only advise you on what to do and didn't write any drug and you are happy? Please raise up your hand. Be sincere with me. Thank you, ma. Because what you want is let him write. And we are told in school, that's why you came. So we must write. The more drugs we write, the more happy you are. No, not all ailments require orthodox medicine. Not all. Not all. Not all. Not all. Do you understand what I've just said now? That is where we now bring in complementary alternative medicine. And what is alternative medicine? Mommy said a lot of it yesterday. Get it clear. It's not the herbs only now. Your food is alternative medicine. Your exercise is alternative medicine. Your aquatherapy, the water you drink is alternative medicine. The way of life is alternative medicine. Eat early, don't eat late in the night is alternative medicine. You know, all those things that can help your body is alternative medicine. I'm not shouting to communicate what I'm communicating now is alternative medicine. I live here now, take a warm bath and sleep. I told you my wife she's on night this week. She works in St. Gerard's Hospital. You know, I go back home now. Before I left home, I told my children what I want to come and eat when I come back, and I regulate it. Mommy said something the other day. Yesterday, he said, small food, plenty stew, which is good enough for us. My father used to say that his father taught him that the normal food to make a man strong is the size of his head. Then my father is a teacher. He retired as a teacher under Kaduna North Ministry of Health, the first and the last non-indigenous man to hold the post of Executive Secretary of Ministry of Health here, Mr. Gabriel Williams. They thought he's a Kaduna State man by his name. The man will remove Olaoye, so they don't really understand until they promote him. And some of his boys were commissioners for education then and all that. He now says his father used to be a farmer. That's why he says the size of your food is your head. He said, me is the size of your fist. That is your food. So when your fist is, so when they are serving you, they will say, do like this. Then they will make your eba. Look at there, that's your eba. Some of us will cry when we're small. He said, that's the training. Now listen, sir. Do you know that if you fill your tummy too much with food, you have overlabored so many things inside of your body, physiology, and system, and at the end of the day, you won't get the good health you ought to get. So it's important we control that. Second to the last thing I have to say here, avoid too much of everything. Please avoid it. Avoid it. One mama was with us on Thursday. No, not this Thursday, last Thursday in our hospital. And I normally, when old people come like that, part of the vital I insist we should do in our hospital for old people. Vital is we check your body temperature, we check your blood pressure, we check your weight. And then in our hospital I insist check if she has eaten, do the random. Let's just have a view of her pancreas or his pancreas to know how his body is using sugar and all that. So we check Mama's sugar so low. And that was not what brought Mama. So I said, Mama, this sugar is too low. He said, since they say sugar, they cause diabetes, I stopped eating anything sugar for the past 20 years. even gari, even fufu, even I said, Mama, what are you eating? He said, beans. Morning beans. Afternoon akara. Evening my wheat. Asha. And she's not diabetes. Mama felt only sugar can kill. Eventually, no sugar in the body. Because of what she said, and now ordered that we should check for ketone. We should check for other things. If you know how many things have shoot up in this woman's body, is trying to control something and is introducing another one. So what she actually came for was not her problem. Her problem is she has done too much of something that is not giving her problem. No treatment for her. I have to do a timetable. I told the son, I draw a timetable from Sunday to Monday. This is what I want Mama to be feeding. That was upper Thursday. I said, after 1 month, you will return, we will check Mama again. Because they say diabetes. He now avoids sugar. Mommy said something yesterday, and let me not deceive you. One of the things they told you to avoid if you are hypertensive is sodium. I hope you know that there's a quantity of sodium your body needs on a daily basis. 250 milligrams on a daily basis. So the same sodium, if you have ever had any high blood pressure crisis and they rush you to the hospital, let me help you or embarrass you. Do you know that we use the same sugar to bring down your sugar? We use the same salt to control your BP. So that's why your body needs it. So it's important, know too much of everything. Just make sure, control sugar, control salt, control this, but don't overdo anything. Even the herbs. Our mommy was telling us, I love new things when I see them. I've browsed those things before, but I didn't really have not seen them, and I don't really have all the time our mother has. So I bought that noni juice yesterday, and I got home. I normally use my body for experiment because I know I do a lot of seminars, I do a lot of thinking. I check some things on my body, and I took it. I didn't use it yesterday night because I have an all night, and they said it makes you sleep. In our church, they don't worry. Our leaders understand. My pastors are here. If we have all night and it's starting 9, don't be offended. It is wrong, but I do it. I'll be sleeping in the office until it is time for me to come and minister. Every other thing will continue. I'll be sleeping. Then when they put my own time in 1:30 to 1:30 to 3, that's when I will now come out, do the ministration, and return back there. They are not offended, please. So don't help me tell them it's wrong. They feel it's okay because they know how busy the man can be. And we don't do vigil all the time in our church. I preached for a pastor in this Sabo. He had 90 days of night vigil. Every day. And I was to round up on the 90th day. So when I got there, the man told me that I'm to preach from 1 to 5. He said they will call me to the pulpit 1, and I'll close 5. So I thank him for the privilege. So I came to the pulpit and I asked church, you've been doing this for 90 days? They said yes. Clap for yourself. They clap for themselves. God bless you, man. I said, if it is the Jesus I know, the Holy One of Israel, the I am that I am, you don't need 90 days of vigil for him to say to you, but thank God you have done 89, today is 90. You know what I'm here for? They said, no, we are going to celebrate and thank him because he has answered our prayers. 1 a.m. we started. After 45 minutes of dancing and jubilating and praising the Lord, I rounded up. Father, we thank you because you are a wonderful God. You are good. You've answered our prayer. Our cases are settled. In Jesus' name, amen. I carried my Bible, went to my seat. The man came back. He said, no, I told the church we're leaving here till cock crow. I said, you are free. It's your church. I'm going home. I'm going. Do you know that man of God, we are treating him now? We are treating him now. God saved him. So please, this body, don't do anything too much. And finally, physicians can be liars. They can waste our substance. They do not know about all sicknesses. Only Jesus is the great physician who heals all manner of sicknesses. Haven't we read it in the book of Job that Job said the physicians can be what? Liars. I'm saying it. You know why? Let me tell you a truth. Let me tell you a truth. Have you ever heard from any doctor, after his surgery, something terrible happened, the patient fell out and died, and you are worried and troubled, and then you went back to the doctor, and he says, sincerely, I know you will eventually die. Have you ever had a doctor tell you that? Please raise up your hand if doctor have told you that before. Yeah, because this surgery is not a guarantee. We just tried it. We know you will eventually die. When he handles you, the great physician, he is sure of what he's doing. Thank you very much. Did we do anything important tonight? The second aspect, I will just take 5 minutes to do that. That is talking about effective use of alternative medicine. Don't forget your exercise, your drug, your water, your herbs, your food. They are all alternative medicine. I took a little bit of the noni juice. In fact, what I did was, I've not tasted it all my life. So I first of all tasted it concentrated. And I discovered the thickness of it. Fine. So I put a quantity of it in a glass cup, like mommy said. I added cold water to one. I added warm water, hot warm water to the other. I wanted to use myself as experiment. Are you with me? First thing first, this morning I took the hot, continue my normal assignment, and now put the other one in a bottle of water that I'm drinking. I carry it along. I didn't want to eat for the first 3 hours of today. I just want to test, to see, and all that. And I began to see the effect. There are some uncomfortable cramps I'm already experiencing. And I don't always take drugs to correct all those things. I just want to rest, to take one bath. By the time I returned back around 12 today, honestly speaking, I felt very comfortable. I felt very okay. And now I realized that noni has missed one walk in my life. They say I used to make people sleep. I didn't allow it to make me sleep because I was busy. So I went to bed around 1. I didn't take any noni anymore. I just said, noni, the ones in my system, come and make me sleep now. It was my wife that woke me up 15 minutes to 4 to tell me, what about the place you are going? So sound. You know how I know my sleep is sound when I sleep? No dreams. I'll teach you that on another day. If you sleep and dream, your sleep is not sound. I'll teach you on another day. I wrote a whole book on that. Because all the activities we were doing, your body physiology was doing it. I slept. Noni is good, oh. No dream. Sound. I woke up very fresh. Take my bath. And my wife said, are you not taking anything before you go? I said, let me allow this Uncle Noni continue his work when I come back. Why am I saying this? It's very important for us to know that no too much of anything. These herbs are good. Now watch the way I said I have used it. No any orthodox medications. When you are on herbs, I've seen you, sir. When you are on herbs, on alternative medicines, please use yourself as an experiment. You are hypertensive, for instance. You are on your drugs. I don't know the drugs your doctor asked you to use. They have tested you. They know you need those drugs. Fine. We told you moringa can help you. We told you hibiscus leaf tea, zobo can help you. We told there's a sister here who came to our hospital and has been using, I don't know if he's in this church, but in Chapel of Good News. She's been using moringa, hibiscus. She even told me she was with mommy, I think, a day before she came. She's been using this, using this. She now came. We checked her blood pressure. It was normal. Have you used your orthodox drug today? She said no. I said, I'll do something. Take your take your moringa, take your hibiscus in the morning and afternoon. Reduce this. I reduce one to 2.5 milligram every evening. Use this. After 1 week, come back. After 1 week, she came back. Her blood pressure was 110/70. You can imagine from 10 milligram to 2.5 milligram. Do you understand what we are saying now? And I said, withdraw this. Now, I think 2 of them came with similar case. I don't know if it's this church. I said, let's stop this completely. Take your moringa, take your zobo. Then in the evening, just eat normal meal, be comfortable, avoid stress, do this, do that. After 3 days, check your blood pressure. Don't use this thing again. Just check your blood pressure. Let me know. I was traveling that time to Enugu for a conference. She called me and said, sir, I just checked. It's 120/70 something. I said, fine. Don't still use. The best way to do it is because it's always safer and better for us to be on these natural things than on orthodox drugs. Do you understand? There is no orthodox medicine that does not have side effect. When I was in school, they teach us 27 methods for family planning. And I asked our teacher, he's a foreign Oyinbo man that was teaching us in the medical school. He said, I asked each of it. So he gave me a manual. When these houses came and burnt our house in town, the papers have been burnt. I couldn't get those things. I've tried to browse some of these things and all that. He told us the side effects. And I told myself, there is no one of this family planning I will allow my wife use because of the side effect. God bless us with 4 children. We have 2-3 years between them, but we didn't use any of those synthetic family planning that require injection, tablet, this, because the side effect is always more than the benefit in old age. Do you understand? But for these natural things, the side effects, you can manage it. It's not a big deal. But for synthetic drugs, you can manage it. You can manage it. Do we understand? All right, so to use alternative medicine, we normally I give priority to it. But I will not withdraw the other one. Now, if it is to treat typhoid and malaria, you are on your drug, 3 days, you take injection, you take whatever you are taking and all that. That is when I would tell you, stop all herbs. Don't use any herbs. Just eat your normal food while you are using this one or this one or this one for 3 days to treat your malaria. Withdraw these other ones. Why? The hydrolysis of those drugs will still go on through your liver and your kidney. The herbs goes through your liver and your kidney. Let's not overload those organs so that we don't crash them unnecessarily. Do you understand? You didn't answer me. Then finally, I advise people, if you are hypertensive, please be treated by a proper health care giver who understands which of these medication will not shoot up your pressure. Do you understand? Do you understand? Take for instance, how many of you know there is diclofenac sodium, there is diclofenac potassium? You don't know? Do you know the reasons for that? Not for today. Ceftriaxone, for instance, has potassium in it. Why? Those are things for another day. So some of those drugs, there are some ways we treat you and your blood pressure remains normal while you are going through your normal malaria typhoid treatment. And there are some treatment to treat the same thing that will trigger your blood pressure. So make sure you see a professional who has enough experience in all this. Thank you very much. We've gone beyond the time. 7:18. Are we taking questions tonight or tomorrow night? Thank you very much. So please, if you have any question or questions, Mommy too will be here tomorrow to answer our questions. I too will be here. Thank you very much for your time. I am sure we have been a little bit imparted. Thank you so much. God bless us.
Praise the Lord. How many of us are blessed tonight? Can we give a round of applause? That means we have here